Okay, I searched YouTube and the internet over, and the one thing that's really difficult to find is how to adjust the 3D Walkera gimbal. I really couldn't find anything definitive. A lot of opening up the boxes and that kind of thing, but nothing to show you how to do it. The instructions, if you read them many times over, starts to sink into your head, but it is a little tricky. And so all I want to do with this video is share what I discovered. So here sums it up, and hopefully it'll help clear up some of the confusing procedure of adjusting this gimbal. Initially I had problems with the gimbal making a noise, and then it was also shutting off. It would just go for about 2 minutes, and then if it tilted a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right too much, it would just shut off and you'd have to reset it. But I've got those problems resolved, and I want to share the solutions here with you guys. Okay, the best way to determine what axis you're having difficulty in is to set the quad on a level table like that, and then lift one leg up to test the roll, and that way you're not introducing any pitch motion. And you can see I'm kind of shaking there, so I need to adjust the roll. And then for the pitch, again, leaving it on the table, picking it up like this, and then going forward like that, so you're not introducing any roll. And as you can see, my pitch looks pretty good. It's not moving around. I'll do it in the front, picking it up, leaving both legs in the back, and I'm not introducing any roll. If you were to hold it up in front of you, you would have a tendency to introduce roll and pitch, and it might confuse you on determining what axis your gimbal's giving you problem in. Okay, you can see I've got the gimbal on the workbench with a mirror underneath it so that you can see the controls. Okay, so we're looking at the bottom of the control through the mirror as we make these adjustments. Okay, to start the procedure, once the gimbal turns on, you get a solid green light like that. We're going to adjust the tilt motor power and gain output. So you press the function button, which is this button here, for 3 seconds, and you'll see the lights turn red. There you go. And now you need to press it one more time to get into the tilt motor adjustments, and you would do the same thing but press it twice to get into the roll motor adjustments. So in each case you're going to press this button 3 seconds, and twice to get into the roll motor adjustments. So you have to adjust each one of them separately, and that was a little confusing to me initially until I finally got it figured out. Now we press it again 1 second. Now you see just the red. So now we are in the tilt motor adjustment. Okay, so now what you need to do is put both of these buttons, the roll and pitch, into the neutral position, and that would be running this way. So we need to start with the roll. Okay, so now I've got the blue light on, and which means that I've got the pitch in the neutral, back in the neutral. It seems that somehow I lost the roll, so I'm going to turn that until the yellow comes on. Somewhere there. Okay, that's kind of sensitive, you know. You start here and you turn it until you see the yellow, and then you go over to the pit screw and you turn that slowly, you know, nurse it in there, and then you see the blue, and then what happens is this will start to blink slowly. Okay, and so now what you're ready to do is to make adjustments to your power to the motor and your gain. The power is the roll, and the pit is the gain. Now, it's important to read that 7.2 parameters for adjustment principles on the instruction sheet. And the thing to remember here, they say that when the motor output increases, which would be turning the roll pitch clockwise, as you increase the motor output, turning the screw clockwise, you must reduce the control gain. So that would be, if you increase the power here, you have to decrease the gain on that tilt motor, which is the pit control. So that would be going counterclockwise. And when the motor output decreases, so if you were taking the power away from the motor, you can increase the control gain. So you can increase the gain if you reduce the motor power. But if you increase the motor power, you have to reduce the gain. It took me a while of experimenting, 1/4 increase in gain, 1/4 decrease in power, and vice versa, until finally I got that settled. And once you have your setting to where you want it, then you would hit this function button 3 separate times, and that saves the setting. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. And now you go to a solid green, as you can see here. So now that takes care of the pitch motor. Now to enter the roll, you do the same procedure by pressing this for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then when you see it flash, so we want to go to the roll motor, so I'm going to press this twice. Okay, now we see the blue light flashing. Okay, so now because this was already in neutral from before, I can make an adjustment to increase the roll motor power output and decrease the gain in my particular situation, because I know I have to increase the motor power output. Going 1/4. And I look in the mirror to see how much I turned it. See, and now the yellow is flashing because I'm making adjustments. And now because I've increased the power to the roll motor by turning it clockwise, I need to reduce the gain. So I've got to go counterclockwise on the gain by about as much. Okay, that looks good. After you get it set, then you would press the button twice again. The same way you entered it, you would go out 1, 2, and now it's solid green. Pick it up, move your gimbal around, and see if you need to go back. It'll take you a while, probably, unless you get real lucky. You know, whether you should be increasing the power and decreasing the gain, or increasing the gain and decreasing the power. And the best way to do it would be in quarter increments and see if the effects get reduced. And then maybe take it just a little bit more each time. And if it goes too far, then back it off. I thought that I had a bad gimbal, and what it was, it seemed to be that it really needed a serious adjustment. So best of luck to you. All right.